Hey everybody, I've got the instructions right here for the Excel project. So let's take a look at this, and then we'll go to the spreadsheet and see how it all applies. But the idea is that you are an auditor, and you're getting some information together for the job, and you've got to create these schedules, okay, and then eventually generate a cost of goods manufactured schedule, cost of goods sold schedule, and an income statement, and then recreate the T accounts at the end. But the first ones are the important ones, okay? And what this project demonstrates or is about is cell referencing, cell labeling, use of multiple sheets, VLOOKUP function, sum function, and cell formatting. Now I know that there are many different ways to do things in Excel, but when you're on a job, you don't have all that variety available to you. You'll have to use standardized methods and standardized software to do anything. Okay, hey Katie. So let's go down here. We've got 6 different sheets in there. First of all, a tab that's the data tab, and that has all the raw data table to be used to generate the schedules. Okay, nothing should be edited there. It should stay just like that. And then you want to generate preliminary calculations, or have a bunch of little schedules, all right? Generate cost of goods manufactured, cost of goods sold, etc. So this first part are the instructions to generate the summary or support schedules. Use direct references to cells in the data worksheet to create summary schedules for. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 schedules, okay? Direct materials used in production, manufacturing overhead costs, conversion costs, direct costs, and then SG&A. And these are not done as T accounts. These would be a regular schedule, something that you might see in the notes to the financial statements, okay, if they actually told this stuff. Now, there's a lot of information. They say direct cell references, so what we're really doing here is we're using VLOOKUP. Okay, to do this, and then use cell name to label the total of each schedule. So each calculated amount is going to have a separate reference on it. I'll show you what this means, okay? And then make sure you name each schedule as if they were exhibits, and format numbers using commas and $signs where necessary. And I'll also do this in this video because there are some things here that you should know about. Okay, so we're good with this. And here's our data. Here's our data. And it's everybody has the same data. All of these are in dollars, the amounts in dollars. What else? Okay, it's for 2025, and then this would be the summary schedules. Okay, and the first one we had to do, I'm going to call it the Exhibit 1, Schedule of Direct Materials Used in Production. Okay, so we start out with direct materials control. Now the way I got these labels was to copy and paste from the other. I don't think the equal sign, it might work, but I'm not going to teach it that way, okay? Because if you're using VLOOKUP, this has to be absolutely exactly like it is in the data table. Okay, exactly. So I'm going to start out with direct materials control 1125, and we're going to put a lookup amount in here. Is to define the name of this bunch of data, okay, to give it its own name, and we're going to just call this data. All right, so you don't want the title in there. I'm going to start with A6 and pull in the numbers and go all the way to A25, then right click it and define a name, and we'll call it data. Okay, so now whenever we refer to data, it'll go right here. Okay, like I think if you hit F5, let's see, if I hit F5, no, maybe Control F5, function key there. You can have it go to data. Okay, and it knows just where that range is. So what I used was the function key plus F5. That's what it is on my keyboard. And what else did I want to tell you here? Okay, so that's our first name. And now, well, let's go back to this summary schedule here. I've got the title from the data table, direct materials control, that's our beginning balance. And we're going to use VLOOKUPs. And the thing to remember, once you have this formula done, it can be copied all over the place. So if you had pages and pages of data, you could go pretty fast through this, okay, because it's a relative reference. So this is going to be equal to VLOOKUP, and it's going to look up this value, which is exactly out of the data table. It has to be perfect, from data, that's the range, and return the value in the second column. And the second column is where the numbers are. Okay, so we've got 50,000. Now direct materials purchase, we can do that. I can actually do this. Okay, I can just pull it down. And then I'll just say less, we're going to have to put in direct materials used here then. So from the data, I'm going to say don't worry about the indirect materials here, because this is just a direct materials thing here. You know what I'm saying? This is direct materials control here. All right, and this would be equal to, we could need a negative number here. VLOOKUP, I wanted to look up this value from the data table and be sure. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so that worked. And then that should give us our ending balance. Or no, direct materials used. And that is okay, so this is going to be a calculated field, and I'm just going to use the sum for this. All right, and then I'm going to name the range, define the name to DM used. Okay, something simple. DM used. So when I need it in like cost of goods manufactured later on, I can just put DM used and it'll come to this number. Okay, now let's look at some formatting here too for some of this. I would make this a top and a double bottom underscore. Okay, and this would be a $, and this would be a $. These two I would use comma formatting on, this comma right here, comma style, because what it does is it lines up these numbers perfectly, but without the $, okay? Because notice, see how it's budged out, it's pushed out here just a little bit. If you just use accounting format or something like that, it won't line up properly, and that's really important, because if any of those columns are out of line, even just a tiny bit, it'll really show. And then I'm going to get rid of my numbers. Oh, what did it do? I don't want those. There we go. Okay, so this would work. This would be good. That's our direct materials used in production. All right, and then if we look at the rest of them, like the next one that they want is overhead costs. So you'd have another schedule for overhead, etc. Okay, and if I hold down Control tilde, you can see all the formulas, which is exactly what I'll do to whatever you submit to me. Okay, so these are VLOOKUPs, and you can just take that number and pull it down, and there's our sum. Control tilde, and then if I go to this name manager, I'm going to pull this down so you can see it. Okay, I'm up in the top here, and I want to see the name manager, and we can see now that we've got DM used and we've got data in here so far. Okay, I'll also look at your names, so this is good. So what do you think? Is this enough to get started with? Let me know, and if you need, I don't know what else I could do for you without doing the project, you know. But it's just a combination of referencing things. There should be no directly input numbers here at all. Okay? Nothing should be directly input. Okay. Good luck, and let me know what's missing once you take a look at this, all right?